What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And I know everyone is going through some really hard times. So, the market has been going down. The traditional market has been going down. Everything seems to go down. But throughout these down moments, I'm here to live stream to you every day at 1 p.m. UTC. And I just want to share, market updates with all of you and to, be a supporter, right? Because sometimes this journey could be lonely sometimes, and it'll be great to do this together and to analyze what's happening in the market and so on. But first thing, I just want to be very grateful to all of you. For those of you who are following me on YouTube or Twitter, I finally had like 1,000 followers. There were some ups and downs, like the crypto market. Some people unfollowed me for some reason. I don't know why. Probably they are bots or whatever. Or maybe I participate too much in giveaway posts. But thank you guys for supporting me. And I have been doing this for almost half a year. So thank you guys for supporting me. And without further ado, the first thing we'll do today is to draw our lucky draw winner for the Masku NFT. Okay. So for those of you who participated, Masku is very generous to give away an NFT, and I said that you have to post a code word in the comments. So the code word is actually papaya, right? So according to the video, Masku said if you comment papaya, you'll have a chance to win. So some of you got it. So congratulations. So I am using a lucky drawer. This is the link of the video, okay? And then papaya is the word. Get you to comments. So there's a total of 4 comments. Thank you for participating. And the odds of winning this giveaway is just awesome, right? You have 25% chance of winning, and this is a legitimate giveaway. So hopefully my giveaway next week to celebrate 1,000 followers would have more participation. So I'll announce the giveaway details next week. But without further ado, let us start choosing the winner. So 2010 you, congratulations, he commented papaya. Thank you for participating. So I will post this in the Twitter and to choose you as a winner. So thank you for participating, and thank my mom for coming in for no reason at all. But yeah. So anyways, this is a live stream. Let us move on forward. Today I want to talk about how to survive in a bear market. And especially every time when I talk about the market, I always say survival is very important, right? You don't marry your bags. And the reason why I have this mentality is that this thing really struck a chord with me, right? So back then in 2021, the Coinbase co-founder warned that 90% of NFTs will be worthless in 3 to 5 years. And he is not wrong. With a new market, you have a lot of different type of companies or projects coming up. But how do you make sure you survive by during a bear market, right? How do you make sure you survive when everything looks doom and gloom, right? So I decided to kind of share some perspective. So today's first thing we'll talk about is NFT survival, okay? So how do you make sure will your NFT survive a bear market, okay? So I call this a TC formula. So the first thing is the category. The first thing you have to see about your NFT is what category your NFT is. Is it an art NFT? Is it a utility NFT? Is it a social brand driven NFT, or is it a culture NFT? So for art NFT, so this is basically 1 out of 1 art or really art driven NFTs. Usually we do, when we talk about survival, right? Sometimes the first thing that comes to mind is the floor price, okay? Or whether the NFT creator continues to add value through you holding the NFT. So in terms of art NFTs, these are kind of more like collectibles. So for example, if you want to support an artist, right? If that artist, becomes bigger and bigger within the space, people know more about him, the floor price of his art could potentially go up, like traditional art. So art itself, if the artists themselves continue building, then it could help you survive in a bear market. And if the artists themselves become more famous, then it can help you build better. To hold a NFT with a higher value, right? But the first thing we have to understand is that art-driven NFTs are very risky. They are in a sense that they do not have a lot of liquidity. If you're just buying 1 out of 1 art, because these are so personal, these are very subjective to the collector themselves, whether it resonates with them. So there's a chance that the liquidity for 1 out of 1 art is slightly lower compared to profile picture projects where you have a lot of community, you have a lot of money behind it, trading in and out. Okay, so that's what you have to understand. The next type of NFT, which is utility NFT, so that would be maybe NFT software analytics platforms, right? So if you have a NFT subscription, which is for maybe Alpha Shot or Conium or IC Founder or Compass, okay? These are NFT analytics software, right? So those would have a utility-driven value in it. So it really depends on, first of all, whether the team continue giving you new features for that NFT itself or that membership, and also whether the utility itself makes sense. Say for example, if you have some NFT projects that promise you, it generates tokens, but if that tokens have no utility, then the value itself would kind of diminish, right? So utility, that's how you see it. And it could also mean metaverse land, right? Whether you are planning to build anything, are you building content in that metaverse land, are you building content on that parcel, that could affect whether that NFT value could survive a bear market or not, right? The next one is social brand. So social brand to me, I think is more like social capital, okay? Like CryptoPunks, Bored Ape, like blue chip projects that are profile picture driven, but they are more about if you own that NFT, people will know that, oh, you belong to a specific group or something like that, right? Could be a Suki, and that is the social brand. So whether that project itself could create a branding effect among different people, okay? And if that project could create a branding event or kind of gives you a social status, that NFT itself might be able to to survive a bear market. Then finally, we have culture, right? So a lot of NFT projects are trying to redefine culture. They're trying to become their own intellectual property. They're trying to, be like a Disney, but in Web3, right? So that would also depend on if that project itself is successful or not. Could people resonate? Could mass audience resonate with that culture? And I let people know that if it becomes pop culture, if it's become pop culture, it could be able to survive a bear market like a normal IP or content-driven business, right? So first of all, you have to look at the category for your NFT. Then the next thing is team commitment, okay? You have to look at the background of your team, of the NFT project. They have a track record? Are they fully doxed, okay? Or even if they're doxed, if this is the first time handling a lot of money, this could, be a problem because they might not know what to do with the money, out of the blue, right? So you gotta look at the track record of the team and also look at the background and also finally the Web 3.0 connection. If they have connection within the space, they're able to maintain the floor price. They're able to, let people know that they're building, right? And that could, help that NFT project survive a bear market because they are building, they are well connected. The next one is the community. Is this NFT project full of flippers who's here for a quick gain? If they are full of flippers, then this project might not be able to survive a bear market, right? If this project is full of holders, people who have strong conviction in the project, who understands the vision and plan to hold no matter thick and thin, they set the floor price, they don't undercut each other, then in terms of price wise, that NFT could survive a bear market. And then you have to look at investors, right? For example, if you have a lot of VC money, right? For example, in Moonbird, the reason why it went up so quickly because there's a lot of VC money. There's a lot of entities that are interested. There's a lot of investment groups that are interested in that project, and that is able to help sustain floor price and also that popularity and trading volume for that project. And finally, the risk tolerance level, right? If you have a NFT project where you have a lot of blue chip owners, right? To them, some fluctuation isn't that much, then it might be able to survive the floor price and also survive the bear market. But if you have a project that the people are all small retail holders, they are afraid of losing maybe a few percent of the floor price, they might undercut each other to quit that collection as soon as possible. But we do have to understand NFTs are a very risky asset and they could be very illiquid at times. So the next one is the competition. Is it easily replicated? Is that business model of that project or what they're trying to deliver the value easily replicated, right? If it's easily replicated, a lot of competition, they might lose the edge, okay? The capital, I was talking about money behind it, the VCs. Is this so this is similar to the community, right? VC money, Web3 OGs, retails, or new entrant, right? New entrants, when buying a new project, might be paper handing because they aren't familiar with the fluctuation that comes with this place, right? So the money, right, where the money is going. If money is leaving the NFT market in general, you might want to go to blue chip projects, right? If money is here, everyone is here to degen for the next project, then maybe that consideration would be lower. And then you have communication, which is basically the team communication, which is what channel do they use to communicate, how often do they communicate, and how detailed it is, right? If they are always kind of telling you something or not telling you something, and you have to guess this and that, and or if they do not know how to hype the project or hype the next release for the next feature, then it might not be able to survive, right? But if they're able to consistently deliver, consistently use the right channel to let people know that they're still building, then it'll be good, right? So the next one is about coordination, whether the team themselves or whether the community themselves coordinates to maintain a floor price, and whether they're able to coordinate to create a a feeling that of FOMO, right? That you have to be part of this community where they have new liquidity, new money coming in, right? So coordination is important as well. And also the conclusion, which is what is everyone's exit plan? Because some people are planning to hold forever, like for cultural driven NFTs, maybe CryptoPunks, the #1 NFTs or historical NFTs, they might want to hold it forever. But for some people, they might just want to ride the wave and take profit, right? So you have to understand a majority of people, what is their exit plan? When does the project finish delivering what they plan to deliver, right? Because one day their project would end. There's always a time frame for each project. You can't expect a founder to work on a project for 100+ years, right? Maybe a few years, probably. But if you are buying an NFT and if you are the last, few years where they almost completed 99% of their roadmap, that might not be a good time to buy, right? And that might not be able to survive the bear market if they only have a 1-year time frame compared to a bear market of 2 years, right? So what is everyone's exit plan? Continuity. Sometimes when they completed the roadmap, they might want to spin off and continue building something, right? So what's next for the founders? Are they planning to do this very long term, right? So continuity is very important as well. So thank you. This is basically what I wanted to share about NFT survival, because sometimes when the market is moving so fast, we don't think about these fundamentals. But when the market is doom and gloom, we could look at this and think about the fundamentals of why we are here in the first place, right? What are we trying to do? And in the end, for me, every time when I decide to sell an NFT or not, is I always ask myself, what value can I get for being part of this community? What value can I get for rocking this profile pic, right? What value can I get from this roadmap? And if that value itself is not able to compensate for the currently trading floor price, then that is an indicator for me that, I might have to take an exit position, right? So the value proposition is very important in the space, and everyone's tolerance is different. Everyone's judgment of value is different. So you do you. There's no one could critique you for selling or buying, because that NFT is yours. That's your ownership, right? Who's there to comment on how you trade your NFTs or collect your NFTs? So anyways, I just want to say overall market kind of bearish. You have headlines that we are nowhere near the bottom and stuff like that. Bitcoin drop, everything is dropping. So it's important to survive, right? Sometimes when the market is pumping, take profit, get dry powder on the side. So let's look at the crypto market. It is obvious that money has left the market. Our global crypto market cap is now 1.65 trillion, which is a 8.2% decrease in the last day, right? If we look at this, trading view for total crypto market cap, boom, we did see a money leaving the market yesterday with this huge dump, right? But now it puts us back to January, right? Or maybe sometime around March 15, okay? So yep, we did have some downward movement, but it was not back here, right? When we had kind of a very painful year last in the Q4 last year, and then we started pumping back up right afterwards. So in terms of DeFi, yep, money is leaving the market, because if the market is down, money would leave it. But if we look at chains and we look at by percentage chain, there are, interestingly, Polkadot, money is coming into the Polkadot ecosystem in terms of DeFi. So it might signal that people are starting to see the importance of it, or it's getting traction. Smart money is moving into it, because in such a down day, you have money pouring into Polkadot with 23%, right? So for those of you who know, Polkadot, rides on a parachain system. I'm not going to go into details, but I think it was Gavin Woods was also one of the founders of Ethereum, and he came up to try to create a chain of all chain where all these chain can connect, right? So Polkadot is trying to go up. So this is interesting if you're into DeFi. So moving on to crypto to NFT news, I just want to share this, right? So this is what is happening in Hong Kong, where you have the HSBC building showing NFTs on that building, and they were doing this with New World Development, which is Adrian, who is a a billionaire or trillionaire here in Hong Kong. He's a property developer. He owns a lot of properties like K11 Museum. Super bullish on NFT. So he's displaying NFTs on the HSBC building. And the interesting thing, because HSBC is also advocating Web3 as well, in the sense that they brought Sandbox Parcel and they're gonna build an experience there. So, and they also have a ETF, which is a metaverse ETF targeting wealthy individuals. So it's not surprising that they are doing a lot of things in the city. But I think it's interesting to see an NFT in certain landmarks here in Hong Kong, right? Because it is not whether when NFT would become popular, is you can't escape NFT in the sense that people might want to show this NFT to other people, right? So in terms of NFT market in general, we do see a sea of red. When the market is going down, people want to take profit or just want to exit the market. They want to get liquid, they want to get Ethereum, then they'll start undercutting each other in terms of the floor price. Then that's why we do see a sea of red, and sometimes these dumps could be quite dramatic. So just be careful when you trade NFTs. In terms of top NFTs, Beans had a review yesterday, and that's why they're doing their #1 trading volume. Phantom Network, Girls Division, they are trending #2 because they have their public, they have the whitelist mint today, and it was, yesterday when I was looking at this, it was 1.75 Ethereum. Now it's back at 3.62, and Sneaky Ninja kind of talked about it as well, and driving people to FOMO back in as well. So we do see, these are the top trading NFTs in terms of volume, and then moving on, in terms of the overall market, right? The market, we do have more sellers compared to buyers, and the market sentiment is now lower than 50, right? And if we can see by 24 hours blue chip index, the blue chip index kind of slumped a bit yesterday, where the market just slumped, but now slowly recovering, but it's trading sideways. In terms of 24 hours, yes, market cap has slumped, trading volume has slumped as well, right? So money is kind of floating slowly. Some money did definitely left the global crypto market, right? We do see a global crypto market cap decrease. So going more into details on what happened yesterday, okay? So basically what happened yesterday is that the Dow Jones and Nasdaq dropped 3.1% and 5% yesterday, right? So as a result, this biggest gain that we had 2 days ago before the FOMC meeting was totally wiped, right? And so when the Dow Jones and traditional market dumps, and when Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is trading like an equity, it is affected, it is correlated, right? And the thing is, the reason why we see a huge leg down is that when we look at what happened to Bitcoin yesterday and what happened right now, we do see this huge dump, right? So this is not normal, right? This is not normal in a traditional market. But usually when this happens, it basically means that we have liquidation. People are borrowing money, they're borrowing more money to trade, right? So once we have liquidation, if we just look at a 24 hours period, we have 219 million Bitcoin longs liquidated, right? We have, in 24 hours, 476 million liquidated, and that's why this has a cascading effect, and you see that, Bitcoin just dumps, just straight to the bottom, right? So if you are holding the crypto, hyped NFT marketplace, right? Everyone was talking about when Coinbase, and then Coinbase was teasing they're gonna have collaborations with different projects. It's gonna be listed there, but in the end, on its first day that is open to public, only less than 150 new users signed up for the platform, right? So it does show that OpenSea itself is kind of one of the dominant player, and it's very hard to get market share from OpenSea, right? So Coinbase, I think one of the pull factors is that they're not having any transaction fees, royalties, marketplace royalty, but still that was not enough to pull people into the Coinbase market. So for those of you who are developing new marketplace, this could be a good case study that it is very hard to pull people into using a new marketplace unless you have maybe like a airdrop or something like that, or maybe an incentive like looks weird that incentivizes people to trade on that platform, right? So just yesterday, the platform only saw 150 transactions on its first day open to public, and this data is on Dune Analytics, and that's accounting to 75,000 Ethereum traded, right? So it is two-sided in a sense that because yesterday, the market was going downwards, right? So if the market is going downwards, people's urge or intention to trade NFT goes down, right? People want to maybe not trade that often because there is bearish sentiment, right? So it is not fair. So I think maybe we'll give Coinbase a week or two and see how it goes after they try to smoothing things out, after the market recovers, and see whether Coinbase is a go-to option for NFT traders, right? So moving on, decentralized trader Bluesky releases code outlines content moderation. So basically, Bluesky is a new investment or new project by Twitter that is trying to build a decentralized social media project, right? And so they released the first batch of code and also committed to content moderation on the network. So basically, the former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey first announced Bluesky back in late 2019. But then the project went independent in February after receiving 13 million worth of funding from Twitter, right? So Jack Dorsey is still a member of the board. So they have really to moderate in different layers and using algorithm, a threshold based on reputation and end user choice, right? So the way that they're doing it is that no one country, one company decides on what you can post, right? But you have different layers and tiers of decentralization and allowing users and users to participate in that moderation process. So it'll be interesting to see how this project develops, especially when right now Elon Musk has acquired Twitter, and Elon Musk said he's trying to make Twitter like an open platform, right? Where you protect free speech, which is similar to what decentralization is. And if Bluesky have a overlapping in the future, right? So it'll be interesting to see. So my final news today, not a lot of news today, just want to talk about NFT survival earlier on. If you missed that, you could check that out. But the final news is that Tron's new algorithmic stablecoin USDD goes live, right? So this happened basically yesterday. And for those of you who do not know, UST is actually an algorithmic stablecoin by Luna, the Luna protocol. So you burn Luna in order to mint UST, right? But right now, Tron decided to do the same formula. So Tron's new algorithmic stablecoins follow on the success of Terra's UST, which toppled 18 billion total issuance. So right now, the top 10 cryptocurrency is actually UST, which is Luna's algorithmic stablecoin, right? So the Near protocol has also rolled out its stablecoins in recent week, right? So basically, their stablecoin has officially gone live on the blockchain, and interesting.